Thank you, and good morning. That was a great speech from your youth coordinator. He was not born when the illegal invasion of Tibet occurred in 1959, or even before 1950 to some degree. But it demonstrates that the spirit of Tibet cannot be extinguished. The horrors which the Chinese Communist Party has visited upon Tibet since 1950, and in 1959 in particular, have been horrendous. An attempt to eradicate Tibetan culture in its entirety, to turn Tibetans into Han Chinese, to destroy the language, to destroy the environment, to ridicule the importance of religion in Tibet. Everything possible has been done to eliminate and eradicate Tibet off the face of the earth. But today, here in London and across the world, and in Tibet itself, I expect, demonstrates that they have failed. They have failed utterly in their attempt to destroy Tibetan culture and what Tibetans stand for. That's a testament to the strength of Tibetan culture and to the determination of Tibetan people inside and outside Tibet to stand up for what they believe in and not be intimidated by the Chinese Communist Party. Now, the people of the UK are in a special position because we were involved in Tibet before 1950. We were involved in most countries, as a matter of fact, before 1950, for better or for worse. But we were there for trade reasons, largely. But we were dealing with an independent nation. We know Tibet was independent. We dealt with an independent government. We recognised that the country had its own currency, its own stamps, its own foreign policy, all the marks, all the hallmarks of an independent country. We even signed deals with the Tibetan government, like the Simla Convention, deals which the Chinese had no part of. And why should they? We were not dealing with the Chinese, we were dealing with the Tibetans. So Britain was in a unique position to know that. And you know what they say to the Chinese government? You cannot change history. History is what it was. And Tibet was and should be an independent country. And you can't just have a wave of the pen and deny that. History is what it is. I think we should call Tibet occupied Tibet, because that's what it is. It's illegally occupied Tibet. Let's not give the Chinese government the cover to suggest that this is somehow not the case. Tibet is illegally occupied. There were UN resolutions relating to Tibet going back to the 1960s. And we should not give up that fight for freedom, for political justice, and of course for the respect that there should be for an independent Tibet in all manifestations. But as you said by your excellent youth coordinator, this is part of a general attempt by the Chinese government to eradicate anything not Han Chinese. In East Turkestan, where they're forcing Muslims to eat pork. In Hong Kong, where the deal reached with the British in 1997 for 50 years of self-government has been ignored, turned over. And Hong Kongers, when I was there, Hong Kong didn't want to be part of mainland China. They recognised that they had a separate identity and wanted to maintain it. Well, that's now been eradicated. Those who stand up for freedom in Hong Kong are put in prison at the least drop of a hat. And we'll see it, I'm afraid, in Taiwan, because the Chinese government had not given up the idea of taking over Taiwan. You know, in this sense, the Chinese Communist Party, which seems to believe it is, I don't know what it believes in, a modern Communist Party, behaves in no way different to how the emperors behaved before 1911 in China. They've learned nothing and forgotten nothing over 100 and something years. But neither have we forgotten. We've not forgotten in this country Tibet was independent. We've not forgotten the contribution that Tibet has made to the culture of the world. We've not forgotten the immense contribution His Holiness the Dalai Lama has made to non-violence and indeed to a proper way of approaching international affairs. We haven't forgotten that. We stand with you on that. I'm very proud to be here with you, showing solidarity on behalf of this nation with Tibet today. I wish you well. Your fight goes on. The truth, history, and the right to proper civilization, those things cannot be extinguished by the Chinese Communist Party, and they will not be. You will in the end be successful.
Thank you.